Hello, I'm recording this purely just to hear what my voice sounds like. 6 days on testosterone.
This is my voice, 7 years on testosterone. Good afternoon everyone and welcome back to the Rah Rah Rabbit. So it's a bit of a different video today. I thought I would talk about my 7 years on testosterone, my tranniversary if you will. It's also 6 years since I had top surgery, so this month is quite a big month for me. Now I would say I've been socially transitioning for 10 years. That's kind of when I came out, but the medical side of things has only been the last 7 years, and that is because you do have to go through a social transition first here in the UK before they allow you to have hormones, and it took a little bit longer for me as well because of my mental health. I have a lot of complicated mental health issues, as you are probably well aware by now, and if you are not, feel free to watch previous videos. And that kind of got in the way of things and made it difficult to convince the doctors that I was ready for the medical side of transition. So it was a pretty difficult few years to begin with. But here I am 7 years later, and that to me is almost mind-blowing. You know, I spent so long just like dreaming of getting, you know, my first shot of testosterone, although I didn't go for shots, I went for gel ultimately, and I have been on gel for the whole of my transition. I've never done shots, but for me that was like, I couldn't wait for that moment, and as you can tell by the hearing what my voice used to sound like, as you can tell from those old videos, I wasn't particularly confident then. I'm not particularly confident now, but I'm more confident because finally my body matches what I feel like on the inside. And, you know, pre-testosterone, I would maybe pass as male about 40% of the time, usually until people heard my voice, or they would just assume I was a 12-year-old boy, which was really annoying when, you know, trying to get served in pubs. There was a couple of times where, you know, I'd try and order a drink and people would just laugh at me like, yeah, come on. Then I'd show them my ID and, you know, their faces would just be like mortified. So yeah, you know, that was a very, very difficult period, going through that social transition, trying to convince people that yes, I am trans and yes, I should be on hormones, and it was honestly quite a traumatic period. But as I say, I'm here now 7 years on, and it still blows my mind that I got to this point. So I mean, at 7 years there's not really a great deal of change that I can talk about. The majority of changes take place within the first maybe like 3 years of being on testosterone. That is where you will see the biggest changes of all, and now I would say any changes that occur are simply just down to age, to me aging. You know, my body is always going to be changing as I age, so now I put all of my changes down to that rather than testosterone. Every now and then I find new hairs growing in places, which is always exciting, particularly on my face. You know, I love my beard, but it's not the big Viking beard that I had hoped for, but it's better than nothing. A few of the things that I had kind of hoped would have happened by now is I hoped my body would have kind of gotten more straight and more because male bodies tend to be kind of more blocky, and I still do have quite a lot of curves. You know, my hips and my thighs are still a bit for lack of a better word, I can't, that's and that, you know, that I do get a lot of dysphoria with that, but you know, there are plenty of cisgender men who have big hips and big thighs, so I'm kind of slowly learning to appreciate that that's what my body is like, and that people are attracted to my body, and that it's not a big deal. Thankfully, I haven't lost any of my hair. You know, that's always a major concern for a lot of people when they start transitioning, is that their hair will start to thin and fall out. I guess I've got good hair genes in the family. I don't know, my dad's hair is definitely less than it used to be, but you know, he's in his 60s now, so I reckon I'm probably going to be okay. So I guess I will show you what my chest looks like. Now, as you can see, that's my chest. My scars are a lot faded compared to what they used to be, obviously. I mean, I still get kind of self-conscious about it because they're still there. I don't tend to have my shirt off a lot, or at least in public anyway. More or less just because I'm a bit insecure about my body in general, regardless of the scars. But I have had moments where I have walked around shirtless, or I've walked around sort of in a, like, with my shirt unbuttoned, and it feels great. And I've had a few people look at it, but I don't think anyone knows what it is. A lot of cis guys can get I can't remember what it's called, but it's like I think it's a hormone imbalance where you kind of get more breast tissue and you can get it removed. So, I mean, it's not necessarily a giveaway that I'm trans, that I've got these scars, but you know, I imagine that if people know anything about trans men, that they will see those scars and assume or know that I am a trans man. So yeah, I do get a bit insecure about that, but I mean, Christ, it's so much better than binding. Binding was just absolute hell, and when I think about it now, I can't believe I went through that for so long. And my heart goes out to all the trans guys out there who haven't had top surgery yet. Maybe they can't afford it, maybe they're on the waiting list, and it's just taking a very long time. But yeah, you know, despite the fact that I've got these scars, and yeah, I would prefer not to have them. I would, you know, prefer to have this chest than the double D's that I had before. It still just blows my mind that I'm here, really, that one, I'm alive, and two, that I've had this transition and here I am. As far as bottom surgery goes, because I know you want to know, I haven't decided yet what I want to do there. People who are aware of trans stuff, particularly with trans men, know that things do change down there when you're on testosterone, and I'm quite happy with the growth that I've had there, so I'm not too concerned about, you know, getting any further surgeries, although, you know, dysphoria obviously does come every now and again and make me feel really terrible. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the future is going to be like in terms of surgeries, of trans surgeries. So right now, I'm in no massive rush to get anything done. My sex life is great. So yeah, I don't feel the need to kind of change things. But yeah, I do experience a lot of pretty horrible bottom dysphoria. So yeah, I mean, I don't really know what more I can add. As I said, there's no major changes in the last couple of years, but I just wanted to show you what I look like now. So thank you very much for watching, guys. If you would like to support me on Patreon, you can. There is a link to that in the description below, as well as my Redbubble page where you can buy some of my designs, and all of my social media links will be there too. Thank you very much for watching. I have been Max, aka the Rara Rabbit. I'll see you in the next video.